In an era of not knowing who the hell your customer base is, we've had one corporation after another come out and virtue signal pander bullshit to the wrong demographic. The little incident with Bud Light that you may be aware of, where you really just didn't know who the hell your customer base was, followed by a forgotten Miller Lite ad that came out, and it was a poorly timed joke, but came out and kind of sounded like it was denigrating the female body and that sex doesn't sell anymore. And now we have this wonderful gem put together by Epic Games and Dove. And if you haven't seen it yet, let's go ahead and take a wonderful little gander at this gem. Ooh, big bad monster. Now, I did go over this on a live stream, but I wanted to go talk a little bit more and have a little bit more quality in the video. Up. There's a nice little shot. Oh, badass woman one-shots the demon. Oh, level complete. But come to find out, oh, they're just buddies working together on the game, which is, you know, an interesting little thing. We come back to her dressing room with all the posters and acting like this is an established IP in video games. But wait, there's more. It's a full suit of body armor. Not even, hold on. If you're complaining, the people complaining about sexualized women in video games, this is not a good example, because most of what's been talked about, and this is actually something that's been talked about since the inception of the female video game character, and especially in fantasy role-playing games, where they would have just barely anything covering their breasts and their genital regions, their ass, and just nothing but skin showing. But their armor class was so astronomically high that they couldn't get hit with anything. I've even seen some artist renditions of the arrows sticking out of the chest armor and the hip armor and whatever, where no ounce of flesh is even damaged. That is the unrealistic nature of the armor that's talked about, as well as a sprinkle of sexualization of women. But heaven forbid we talk about sexualization of men. Anyway, let's continue. Uh-oh. Pulling it off and just, oh, I'm sorry, but that's not something, that's not flattering. I'm sorry, it isn't. Oh, off with the makeup. Yes, you're proud of yourself. I understand that. Body positivity and all this other stuff. Okay, cool. Let's just keep going. She barely... Hold on, what kind of a break is that? She barely gets 5 minutes to sit down and catch a breather and do anything before she's called right back onto the set. What sort of work environment is this for this video game make-believe character? I'm going to buck the system and go out how I want to. Does everybody remember this is a video game world? Fake, where, you know, athleticism doesn't really, you know... Anyway. Proud of me, darling. Let's go ahead and knock down the patriarchy. Now, this right here. 74% of girls feel underrepresented in video games. Dear Dove, would you care to show your research? No? Then shut the hell up, because you have no idea what you're talking about. You make soap. Stick to making soap and stop running your mouth about something you don't know what you're talking about. Otherwise, hey, show your receipts. That's all anybody asks, is show your receipts. We've partnered with Unreal Engine Women in Games to change this. Why? Most of the games that come out nowadays, you can actually create your own character and make them look however you want to, as massive, as petite, as beautiful, and as hideous as you want to. When it comes to single-player games, you generally have a specific type of protagonist who is athletic and needs to be athletic in order to fight the big bad nasties. So this lovely little self-insert, mind you, because that's all this is nothing more than a self-insert. Aha! That. Let's make virtual beauty real. Okay, so in the virtual world, most video game characters they have certain standards. Again, athleticism, the ability to run for miles and not fall over dead of a heart attack. Certain amount of strength, stamina, physical fitness is necessary. Again, but we're still talking about video games. Not too many people get their panties in a twist, unless you're a leftist jacktivist, about what their character looks like. Most people, it is a fantasy, a escape from reality. So they don't want to look like themselves. They want to see the big, buff, athletic male or female character frolicking through the wasteland, destroying everything within their path. So if that's the case, is that what you mean by making that virtual beauty and turning that into reality? Are you trying to get people to exercise more and eat right and have healthier bodies and live longer? Live to a ripe old age of 75, 85, heaven forbid, even 95. But no, that's not what you're trying to say. Yet again, this is another self-insert. Almost. I'm not going to say anything else after that. But you have Dove, a company that in 2017 had a slightly unfortunate commercial. Go look it up. But let's go check out the comments, because this is where all the fun begins. We want potential female role models in a space we know zero about to be unhealthy, which could lead to women having shorter lives filled with debilitating medical issues. Dove. But here's another one. Now, I may or may not necessarily believe this. I'm just reading the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Dove just called 74% of women fat and unattractive. Wokeness strikes again. Oh, dear. I would never say such a thing. This new skin has... oh, no. This new skin has +2 weight modifier, which means large enemies can no longer carry you. But it has a minus 75% stamina score, so you run out of energy very quickly. Kind of niche, but good versus certain boss fights. Definitely not one I would use versus Dr. Diabetes. Oh, the comment section on social media is always a winner. The internet never loses. Representation is not why we play video games. James, you better be quiet because you're just a misogynist. You're a big old man, baby. Rimmer. So 1 minute she's able to do backflips and acrobatics that she looks like Jabba. Oh, okay. When I play games, I'd like to choose a dragon that create galaxies, a dwarf that hit with his hammer, an elf tall with pointy ears, a robot centaur girl, or, I don't know, a big ugly monster, because all that I want when playing games is just to fantasize to be in another world. Why would gamers want inclusivity? Inclusivity and let's go back to the beginning, I'm sorry. Inclusivity and representation is foolish in video games, because you can make whatever sort of character you want. And most of the time, men, as well as women, are looking for the power fantasy. They are looking to create something outrageous, variation of themselves, and play that through the escapism that is video games. It is the ultimate in escapism, because you control the character in the world. You get to be whatever you want and look whatever you want. And yet some people still seem to want to push this idea that, nope, I'm sorry, you have to look like yourself. You have to see yourself represented, which is such a superficial excuse for nonsensical crap like this. No, I don't need to see myself in everything. You don't need to see yourself directly in front of you in order to relate or enjoy the fantasy, the escapism. But hey, what the hell do I know? Let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, leave a dislike. What on earth do you think about Dove giving everyone an opinion on a video game? I'm sorry, not interested. Thank you for making it this long. See you on the next one.